Good evening, you two. This is me, Spirit Journey, and I'd like to share with you some things that happened to me today. Um, the first thing I did, I got up early and I went to this yoga class. It's called the Bikram Yoga. It's yoga, but in the room they put this hot, dry heat, and it helps promote circulation and healing of the muscles and help prevent you to pull your muscle and cause injury. And it was something I did this last year also, just for a little bit. And recently it popped to my mind, hey, why don't you go to that place? And I was, you know, checking online. I think it was even last week, and um, I just kept it on the back of my mind. And then I get an email from them, an automatic email, and that they had a sale. I said, wow. And they offer these classes, unlimited class for a month for pennies. So I said, wow, this was really answering my question, my desire. So I got up early and signed up, and I had my class. But why mention that? Mentioning why I went. Well, it was a good class, and when I left, the outside was really looking beautiful out there. The sun was really shining, and it it just had a lift, and I felt good too. And for what for whatever reason, like a thought popped up in my mind, and it was like a thought of something from my past, and I feel as though that sometimes what happens when you're really trying to work through issues in your life, and when you realize when you start to open up, that sometimes when you open up, those negative traits that are in you need to come out. And I think it came out as a negative thought from my past, and I saw how it was working on my emotions and everything. It's like I was happy, but then this feeling and resentment, things like that started coming out. So I think, you know, like I'm on this spirit journey, and I see that, we have to let go of those things in our life that hold us back. And sometimes even though you're working through it and doing yoga, which opens up your body, your joints, and your mind as well. And in that process, I think sometimes that it allows, I would say, like bad air escape, so to speak, bad air representing negative thoughts. And I think that's what happened to me today. And so, you know, once you're aware of it, you have to like try to calm your mind down. It's something that a negative thought can create another negative thought. And here, something that you did therapeutic could actually pull, you start to get pulled down. I said, wow. So I, when I got home, I got something to eat. Sometimes, because I didn't eat when I left for the class. I wanted to eat after I got home. And you sit down and you just get more introspective. Or sometimes you just get it out of your system. Say, this happened to me when I was walking home and this negative thought. And sometimes it might come out as a cry. You might cry, get the tension out that way. But I think the most important thing is that you get it out of your system. And if you need to cry, cry. So I just wanted to share that with you. And I also, for the past week, like as some of you may know, that I was off the internet for 4 weeks, and it was just one week today that I came back onto the internet and YouTube, something like that, about a week ago. And I was watching these other videos, and I found something really interesting that I want to share with you. I found some videos on what they call quantum physics. It's about at least this aspect of quantum physics has to do with what they call consciousness, and that they said something like, your consciousness can, I hope I'm not misunderstanding this, but something like your consciousness influences matter, and or even can create matter, and what you believe really shapes your everything about you. And I thought it was powerful, and I I had clicked the like button so that when I want to refer to it, that I have access to it, and those people who want to go on my channel and see the likes videos on this quantum physics, on consciousness and stuff. This type of subject really expands your mind, and that's exactly what I need at this time to get out of my old routine that was very limiting. And I just thought it was just really something. And why I'm mentioning about this quantum physics and consciousness is that they were saying that with consciousness, that you know you create your reality, you know, and that, how do you say it now? Anything you want. They were mentioning about some individuals that they said that they wanted to achieve a particular goal. Or all of them said it was like 100 people. And they said, oh, they all wanted X, Y, and Z. And it was just a handful of them. Of the 100, only 5 of them uh, got reached their goals, And anyone could have any goal, but these individuals, only 5 of them. And he said it was their limited thinking that they allowed, how do you say, their their emotions, their feelings, and that, like, someone, like, let's say someone's feeling depressed about something. Let's say they really have a goal, they want something, but something happened, and their emotions, their feelings, and they allowed their feelings, or even in reverse, they allowed their body, maybe their body didn't feel good, when it got up, and it affected their feelings, and then it affected what they did with their life, and that those people who do not rely on their feelings or what their body was saying, these 5 successful people went beyond that. They had a consciousness that was their reality. Their consciousness said, hey, I want A, B, and C, and I'm not going to let these things around me influence me. I have a focus. That was another thing. They had a focus, and the focus was in the vision, and it was real to them. That reality in their consciousness helped create and maintain their goal. And it blew my mind. And that's what was happening to me. I was letting how I feel, let's say so and so did something such and such to me when I was a child, and you hold on to, or my parents or my siblings did this and that to me, or my classmates did whatever, and you just sit in a rut, and I let something that's in the past influence what I'm doing now, and it just got me thinking, and I see that when when you take charge and say, yeah, I want to make my reality. I have a vision, and that vision is going to be my reality, regardless what I feel like, what my emotions are like, and that if something happens, I'll go around it, you know, or you get refocused, you know, if something does try to distract you, and move forward. And it also started to make me think on these what they call affirmations. And there was another video that talked about you can reprogram your mind. You know how you you know your circuitry in your head. And I thought that was fantastic. And I mean, just imagine, you know, we all got baggage from somewhere, but just imagine that you can take your mind and like plastic reshape it to for it to serve you. I, it's just mind-boggling. I thought, you know, my old mindset was telling me that you're supposed to be following your emotions, but your emotions, they said it's not you, and that your emotions are just a biochemical response. It is not consciousness. But I thought my feelings were my conscious. No, they're two separate things. And I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I thought my feelings were reality. But you know, your feelings, you know, that's why a lot of people do drugs to change the way they feel. But it can destroy them. But the feelings, it's not you. You know, you could, you know, your hormones, things could go up and down, you know, with your life, you know. And one moment you're feeling one way, another moment you're feeling something else. And you might be led to just do what it's doing, you know, I mean what it's feeling like. And I had no idea that that wasn't me, you know. But what is you is your consciousness. Your consciousness is just using your body as an interface. You know, we have to try to take our consciousness and push ourselves to that we have to take charge of our bodies, our responsibilities. You know, and I said, yeah, I need to do that. I need to like say, hey, my consciousness is something else, and I desire to do X, Y, and Z. So I want to take responsibility. Now, getting that information, I want to try to take more responsibility of my life, my feelings, and I want to do a tape, a private tape for myself, and reprogram my thinking, you know, and to set new vision for me. And I see that my old program was I didn't have a vision. And if you don't have vision, you don't go anywhere. And everybody else, your emotions and your neighbor, your teacher, you know, everybody else directs your path. And that's like a slave mentality. So I need to take charge and start saying, hey, I'm going to find out what I want, you know, to steer my own ship, so to speak. And so I want to try to facilitate this, to get introspective, write it out, what these new things that I want to do, you know, new program, and put it on tape, and then just start listening to it and start to re-sculpt my circuitry. They also mentioned that a way to get new circuitry is to do something new. Okay, so doing something new could be, hey, I want to learn a foreign language, or hey, I want to go to, like that exercise class that I was telling you about, and meet new people. This is going to put in new circuitry, and if I do this new circuitry, it's going to kind of like those old circuitry that didn't serve me is going to be on the back burner. It's not going to be the major thing, and those old things might have been what was causing negativity, depression, or whatever you want to call it. So I think it's revolutionary um, to realize this. I wish they would teach this in school. So many people are feeling awful about themselves because of the programming. But I see that um, this programming, this negative programming, might have been by design by those forces out there. And what forces am I talking about? Well, as you know, on this channel, that I've been listening to um, several YouTubers and different videos on YouTube about these. You could call it alternative history, um, about like the, about the Bible, and that the Bible may have been an instrument that was introduced to actually control our minds like slaves. They might, on the surface, make you think they're free, but they actually have you in bondage. And they create hatred, racism, sexism, violence, wars. And you wonder, where did it come from? And this YouTuber, Vera747, was brave enough to share with all of us that she was saying that according to her studies and her understanding of some of the literature she was reading, that the Bible is um, a book that was not created by the creator, but by other beings called the Anunnaki, who are from a different planet from our own. And they created this religion to feed, for us to give our energies to them, and that's what they feed off of. And it shook me. It actually frightened me, I think. It started to get me extremely anxious. But I was I wanted to go further with this to really understand, and again I want to fully research the validity of that, you know. And I read her new book, Unmasking the Magicians, the Bible Exposed, and it was hard for me to read. I read the whole book, and I said, I want to see what other literature is out there pertaining to this. So over a week ago, I went to the bookstore, and I went into their metaphysics, New Age section. They also call another term. What is that? Um, yeah, New Age and yeah. So either way, I went to that section and I just started just look at what books they have, and I got some books. And this person, Slave Species of the Gods, a the secret history of the Anunnaki and their mission on Earth, and it's by Michael Tellinger. Okay, now I've heard him on the show Coast to Coast, and I didn't really take him seriously. And I mean, sometimes when you hear something, you might feel a certain, when you hear and you watch them on screen, you might feel or hear, a different way. Excuse me. my computer, I'm sorry, my computer almost went off. You may feel a certain way. And but my reading, I was reading chapter 16 of this book. That's 1/6. And wow, he's saying the same thing in Vera 747's book, Unmasking the Magician. And I was like, wow. And he had, I just said, his book is pretty thick here. How many pages is it? It's over 400 pages. So and it's small print too. So, but it sometimes when you want to learn a subject, whether something's true or false or controversial or whatever, to read different books on the same subject really enhances your understanding of it, and that's what I needed. So I'm learning. He's pretty much saying the same thing, but his book is specifically, and he's like upfront about it, you know. And then reading this book, he's been around for a long time. David Icke, Global Conspiracy, but look at the little eye here, okay? You know what the eye is. He in essence, he in essence is saying the same thing. I'm not sure whether you used the term. I'm just starting to read his book, just skimming through it. But in essence, he's saying the same thing, that some foreign entity, but the reptilians or what his, what's his name, Michael Tellinger is saying, these are some beings from outside of us, but they're influencing us. You know, he's not saying, this guy isn't pretty much saying, he's not saying about the Bible per se, but I think indirectly he's really pointing to the same thing. It's a whole conspiracy, and so by bringing this stuff, bringing these two books and Vera 747's book on Unmasking the Magician, so here in my mind, and it could be thinking one thing, it's about a programming, you know, and the Bible for about 30 some odd years, even before I became a Christian, the fact that I lived in the United States in a Judeo-Christian based society, at least outwardly, it, it's a programming. And the things that we watch on television has a programming. And so once we are aware of it, you know, we have to be more, we have to do something about it and free ourselves from this negative paradigm. So it brings awareness. And so, and part of my spirit journey is I don't want to hold on to things that's not serving me, If it's not working for you, then it's possibly working against you, you know. So, I mean, imagine you're living your life believing in something, and to find out that it may not even be true, or some being is created it for your demise. And I think that's also partly why I was feeling, a little irritated today, because it's like you're in darkness for all these years, and then someone takes the sheet off of your face and the light is blinding you and it's irritating you. That's how I feel. And so, yeah, there's pain, this inner pain and anger, and but I have to be on top of it. And maybe this is just a natural, this is a natural occurrence of being in darkness and then going into the light. That it's not going to stink forever. But with this, I want to find out, you know, where's life beyond? My old thinking was that it was just planet Earth and you got a moon and a sun, and that's it. I've never seen other planets out there in the sky, you know, and so it made my life very small. But when I went to the bookstore again, they had these books on the universe. And then I watched a program this week on the universe. It's big. They have galaxies after galaxies. It was unreal. It was innumerable. I'm thinking, okay, you have a man named Jesus, and he went away, and he says he's preparing a place. Where's the place? Where? Where is it? You see the galaxies. Where is it? Where is it? Which planet is he on now? Where? If he's somewhere, where is he? You know, and to when you read the Genesis story in the Bible and all the things that happen in those characters, and so much pain that was involved. You ate something, even though you didn't plant it there, but you didn't plant it, but you ate it, or you shouldn't have eaten it. To go through all this drama, and then in the book of Revelation, if you believe in me, you know, I'm going to bring you to another place, and the streets are paved with gold. There again, the gold. And just like Vera 747 talks about the gold, and Michael Tillinger, this guy, he talks about also that it had to do with gold also. So it's like, hey, maybe they got a point about this. Gold. What am I gonna if I'm so spiritual? We go to heaven to be with Jesus and the Father. What are we going to be using gold for? We're supposed to be spiritual. What do we care about money and wealth and all that stuff? So it's like baiting us and saying, hey, you follow me, you get to be with gold and walk on it. It sounds like those some of those ministers out there that that want you, what do you call it, the hyper faith, and everything's about money and stuff like that. It's like, oh brother, I don't know. It's just it really I'm starting to think for the first time. You know, where is God, as they say in the Bible? Where's Jesus? And for us to go to heaven, what's in heaven? What is the new requirement? I would figure it would be a new manual to prepare us for once we're in heaven, what we're going to do. But we never got that. So I'm really wondering about these, whether it's, is it true what these authors, these books that I showed you, whether it's true? Or is the Bible just a program, like an operating system to teach us to act a certain way, you know? You know what else that I saw a couple of days ago online? There was a program. I pressed the like button on it, so that I could access it again. And so anyone who's watching my channel want to find it, you look on my channel and you look under my like videos and you'll be able to find it. But it was a video. It was a long one. It had these doctors, and these are MDs, and one of the doctors had this near-death experience. He was just maybe 5 years old or something like that, and he said it changed his life. And he later became an MD, but he always, wanted to investigate what was happening. And he and colleagues or something, so they, some group, I guess, they formed like an organization or some type of think tank. They got it didn't even look real. What they had found, I don't know where they found it, and it looked like the things that you see in those spooky movies. It was a I don't know, like the Greys or something, the reptilian type of thing. It was 6 inches long. It looked dried out. Um, but I would have just thought years ago, oh, they just found maybe a prop from an old B movie or something like that. No, this thing was real. It was deceased. It had a head injury. You see the injury in the head, and the weird looking reptilian, type features. And they took X-rays of it, and the X-rays, you see that there was a skeleton, and that there were things like things that you would see in a regular X-ray of a being. But this thing was it, it blew my mind. If this thing was actually real, then this thing about reptilians and stuff like that, we have to expand our thinking. That these books can actually be, books like, that I just showed you. It could actually be true. It blew my mind. And they said they wanted, this group of doctors wanted to um, get the information out about this thing, this being that died, and that many of the people that were involved think they got killed, or they all mysteriously die of cancer, and all these weird things, or they committed suicide, just like JFK. Everybody who was involved in that thing, even though they might have been innocent bystanders just standing around when he got shot, that they all mysteriously died. All they, weird stuff. So whether it's real or not real, the fact that these people who found this entity, this dead entity that wants to get information out or to do more studies, that they're mysteriously dying. So so it's telling me that there is someone out there that does not want information out. And the question is why? Because they want to keep you in an old mindset, the old mindset of religion, an old mindset of racism, sexism, killing, war, all this stuff. That's what they want to keep. That's their agenda that they want to keep. They want us to be kept in bondage. They don't want to promote peace, you know? So even though I mentioned a lot of things in this video, but actually they're all together. And they're together because the common thread is that we are being controlled by others. And that other does not want us to take responsibility or take charge of our life, because they want to keep us in the same mindset. Because if they do keep us in the same mindset, then they won. So in this spirit journey, I want to be the winner for me. And I want to pierce through the darkness so I can come out a winner. I am already a winner because I'm starting to think for the first time in my life. So whether you're young or old, now is the time to unleash and stop being afraid. Let's try new things. Let's encourage each other. I need encouragement too, daily. So this is also why I'm promoting this channel of mine, so that I could encourage other people and you could encourage me. So I appreciate those people who are out there, who are searching, who are sharing information. Again, with the information, verify. If it doesn't sit right with you, whatever, you can ask the people, hey, could you clarify this more? Could you give me more information about it? You know, this is a life journey. So, as I say, each one teach one and each one verify. So, this evening, I just want to tell you thank you for listening. Please let me know what any your thoughts, comments. You're free to subscribe and you're free to share. So peace and joy to you all this evening. Take care. Bye bye.